Good day. Good day. Good day, everybody. Good day. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to Notions at Noon. This is a 2025 recap of some of the wonderful and interesting events that we have had um, this year. To some, this is not a new year. January the 1st is not a new year. For some, this is not even 2025. In Ethiopia, it's a totally different year. They're a few years behind. And that's a whole nother topic. But what's been going on over the years and over the decades and the centuries, we definitely do not know exactly what time we are in. With that being said, leave that where it is. But anyway, just a few of the recaps from 2025. If you're in here, please let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me, please. But well, the year started off with a bang. We got a new president, and he was inaugurated earlier this year, and it has been a lot of excitement ever since then, to say the least. Now, the year started off with the California fires as well. They had been burning for a while. I believe they're still actually burning, like they come on and off. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with California. But okay, thank you. Thank you, VL McGee. Thank you. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough, especially on the spiritual level, in the spiritual realm, because I'm always looking beyond what I actually see. I'm always looking for, okay, why is this happening, in the history of things. But in addition to President Donald Trump being inaugurated this year, then came the executive orders. And you can go on the White House page and see what some of those orders actually were. Then there was the attack on DEI, which still actually exists. It's just very interesting, but not surprising, to say the least. And in the same vein with the DEI, there was the Target backlash. So I'm pretty sure Target was not expecting the backlash they received when they did away with their DEI program from the Black community. And I think they probably, they didn't take it into account. And I think they kind of underestimated the Black dollar. And the Black community underestimates its Black dollar as well. But after that came the bird flu. And the egg prices rose as, an effect to that. Then there was a plane crash in which Donald Trump blamed the FAA for their DEI practices. And that was a little disheartening. But again, not a surprise. Nothing really was a surprise this year. It was just like, okay, more of the same, just more blunt and blatant. You know what I mean? Then you had Mr. Elon Musk throw up his salute. And if you don't know what salute I'm talking about, I don't want to say it here, but you can go and look up the salute that he threw up. And there seemed to be hardly any backlash against that. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, so you're attacking DI, but this man is going to throw up a salute. And it's like nobody really even batted an eye. I mean, there were no major organizations that came after him, that came after other celebrities, when they did or said certain things. And I'm going to leave it at that. But I'm like, okay, all right. But anyway, we know what's going on. But you just have to read between the lines, because unfortunately, the world it speaks about telling the truth, but when you actually speak the truth, you get punished for it. So you have to just walk a really thin line and read between the lines, all right, and ask for discernment for when things are being said and spoken, or when you see certain things, to ask for understanding, because it's not going to be all the time you can blatantly come out and outright say the truth or say exactly what things are. We're living in a very peculiar time, all right. It's not what I was interpreting. I don't understand what you mean. Hey, how are y'all doing today? 1117. How are you? All right. Then the Black church wins its trademark against the Proud Boys. Did you all hear about that? That there was a Black church, I don't remember where it was, but they won the Proud Boys trademark. So whenever that particular name is used, that particular church gets paid off of that name. All right. Thank you, Girl Dad Cooking Up Deliciousness. How are you today? If you're celebrating New Year's, I wish you many, many blessings in the year to come. So another topic that happened this year was Mr. Zelensky, the Zelensky and Trump meeting. If you all did not see that, go back and look at that meeting. That was such a disheartening, gaslighting, patronizing video, and I just couldn't believe that another world leader was being treated like that. But again, not surprising, but I was like, okay, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. But anyway, with a lot of things that have been happening this year, it makes me think that we're probably going to be going into some type of lawlessness on a grander scale in the near future, because it's like, okay, our leaders are behaving this way, yet we're expected to walk this straight and narrow path. And I'm like, that's only going to last for so long, but I'm going to leave that right there. Then you have the tariffs and a lot of prices rising and the stock market crash. I don't know if a lot of us even know that we were in a recession, but we are in a recession. A lot of people are really, truly struggling under the surface, and it's not being talked about a whole lot, you know. And then you had the Afrikaners, refugees, South Africans, white South Africans being brought here because they were being said to be under some sort of racial discrimination in South Africa. That whole situation, it's not funny, but that whole situation is really ironic, and like, yeah, that's another one I'm gonna leave alone. Then you had this whole thing about the 100 men and an ape. I didn't really get it enough to get into it, but I'm like, okay, people are talking about this so much. What's the big deal about this? But yeah, there was that whole little meme or whatever that was going around. And then you had American citizens being deported. That is so deep and so much to talk about. It's just like you threw away the whole citizenship, you know, process and citizenship rights and all of that because if you can deport an American citizen. And then you had the disdain for Somalians and that whole debacle, and ICE and messing with the Hispanics and the Hispanic population. That was another huge issue that's actually still currently going on right now. And sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all give me a second. Just give me a second. I'm trying to make sure that my phone doesn't get too hot. All right. Symbolism to a lot of African Americans of the doing away of a lot of slave narratives and a lot of the oppression that that Black people have faced in this country. And of course, we had the Israel-Gaza conflict that has been going on for a few years now. The death of Mr. Charlie Kirk, the Venezuelan boat destructions that have been going on even recently as well. And then for a lot of us, Generation Xers, there was the end of MTV. All right. So this year, MTV, you know, called it quits. And with that being said as well, it was also the last year that the penny is going to be manufactured. So if you have any pennies, save them. I don't know what they'll be worth in the future, but I'm planning to save all the pennies that I have for my 2-year-old And when he's 18 or when he gets older, he can see if they're worth anything. I have some pretty old pennies in there as well, because I heard that they were going to be discontinuing the penny over a year ago. And so when I heard that, I had already started saving them even before they made this announcement officially this year. So, you know, we don't know what the pennies are going to bring in a few years. So if you have them, you know, save them and do a little coin collection. And also this year, quite interesting but not surprising again, is the Sean Puffy Combs or Diddy trial. A lot of disturbing things came out during that trial. You know, my positive thoughts go out to the women who suffered in that whole situation. And then there was the Netflix documentary on the trial and on P. Diddy. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty interesting. And I do firmly believe that that documentary opened up a lot of worms. It opened up some cans that a lot of people thought were closed. But I think that it linked some people to certain things and situations that it just didn't look good to me. Y'all can tell me what you thought about it. But and then there was Mr. Ibrahim Traore over in Africa. Just the strength that he is representing, definitely bringing back the spirit of Sankofa, who was unalived quite a few years ago for trying to bring his country into freedom and liberation. But again, my positive thoughts out to the young man. May he continue to be strong and be guided and protected by the Most High, and do the best that he can do for his people and for his country, and make a difference. Now, last but not least, one of the most pivotal highlights of the year for me was the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl performance. And that performance, if you truly go back and you look at it, it had a lot of symbolism in it. It truly meant a lot, and it was spiritually liberating, from him having Samuel L. Jackson there, to the dances, to the colors, to the words of the songs, and just his stand. If you notice, you haven't seen very much of him. And I look at that for people that have a spiritual calling on their life, like when they appear and they do something big and then they disappear. Because you haven't really heard anything from Kendrick Lamar after he did that performance. All right. But yeah, y'all let me know if I'm missing anything big that you all noticed or that happened during the year that was, you know, mind-opening or eye-opening to you. And just let me know what you think. Even if you're coming on after the live, just drop it in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, like, and let's continue to grow. Now, this was considered the year of the snake, and we're entering the year of the horse. And I'm probably going to do a video later on about the breakdown of the meaning of the two. But yeah, thank you all for joining in on the live with me today. You continue to be blessed. Take care of each other. Love on yourself and take care of yourself first and foremost. And again, if you're celebrating the new year, 2026 coming in, take it easy. Do all the things you've never gotten to done and that you want to do, and make it a prosperous one.